Have a great day.
You too. Hello everyone, I'm Zach the Traveling Man, and we're here today at Dollywood for their Fall Harvest Festival and Pumpkin LumiNights. We have a great day in store today. Tonight we're going to see the pumpkins, and then we're going to be back tomorrow. So if y'all are ready, let's get this adventure started. Portion of the park up here beside the glass blowing, just up from Celebrity Theater. Back here behind Aunt Granny's, probably the least crowded of the park. You see there's very few people. We'll pan around. Very few people up here, but everywhere else in the park right now is super packed, super crowded. Fortunately, a lot of signs like this around the park. A lot of attractions closed. So this is the entire Barnstormer area. Owen's Farm is closed right now due to the staffing shortages. Also know that all the water attractions are currently closed. It's usually the water rides stay open until the end of the Harvest Festival, which is the end of October, but due to the staffing shortages, all water rides closed down early this year. And another attraction, pan around here and we can see it up there on top of the hill, Lightning Rod, also closed for the rest of the 2021 season, and this is not due to staffing shortages or anything. Of course, Lightning Rod is the premier attraction at Dollywood. Lightning Rod is closed because it had an accident, and it's just not a reliable ride anymore. It never was, but I think Dollywood's really starting to see that now, and I wouldn't be surprised to see that ride be completely gone from the park soon. Been in the park now for just a little bit over an hour, and I will say it is mighty crowded. There are a lot of folks everywhere you walk. All the restaurants are packed. Of course it is just around 12:30, so a lot of folks are getting lunch right now. But so far the park is the most packed, the most amount of people that I've seen all year, and this is my fourth visit in 2021. I was here for opening day in March. I was here again in May, I think mid-May. That was the time we saw Dolly here at Dollywood. If you didn't see that video and you want to see Dolly at Dollywood, make sure you go back and watch that video. We're last here in July. It was pretty crowded, but this is definitely the most crowded we've seen. I think it's a convergence of a lot of different factors. It's fall break for a lot of school children around the area, the local area. Also, I think a lot of folks are anticipating to come here and see the fall foliage. However, there is none because it's still very green here. It's actually 81 degrees here the day that I'm filming. This is the second Sunday in October of 2021. Very anomalous for Tennessee to still be having this type of temperature, so therefore the leaves haven't even budged and changing colors. You can see some yellowing and some light orange in the tops of trees, but it's not the fall foliage that you would expect in the second weekend in October here in Tennessee, here at Dollywood. So I think all those things, the fall foliage, the fall break, all that has led to a lot of people being here. So I think it's going to be a busy 2 days, both today and tomorrow. I'll be here at the park. So looking forward, I guess, to a lot of crowds. Not really. Granny Ogle's Ham and Beans. Of course, last time I came here, I decided I would eat here for the first time, but it sadly was closed. And just like that last time, it's also closed this time. too. It looks like the menu is a little bit different though than what I saw last time. So maybe they do open on some days, but see, here's a sign here saying that due to the current staffing environment, this location is closed. Please visit Aunt Granny's or Front Porch Cafe for sit-down service. So it seems like they're directing folks who want to eat at a sit-down location here at Dollywood to the only 2 sit-down service restaurants they have, which are currently Aunt Granny's or Front Porch Cafe. So it sounds like if you're got your heart set on some Granny Ogles ham and beans or some Miss Lillian's Chicken Shack, which is just down the way, probably not going to happen in 2021 at Dollywood. Of course, part of the Harvest Festival is also the craftsmen. Hundreds of craftsmen come to Dollywood during this festival, and they bring their goods that they make, and you can buy them here on Park. So you see a lot of crafts in today's video, today's vlog. Folks here on the park and the things that they make. Here's a craft vendor that's making hooked rugs, and you can see some of the rugs back there on the wall. And a lot of the times, this particular craft vendor is not here right now, but the vendor will be there, and you can actually see them crafting their art, and you can ask questions of them and talk to them as they sit here and do their thing. These candles here in the Old Flames candle store, these are all handmade here at Dollywood, and this is year-round. You can buy these. You can actually see back here in the shop them pouring the candles and making the candles. See back there, they got some wax melts going on. They're pouring some orange candles there in the front, probably something of fall or pumpkin or something. And then over here on the other side, I think, is where they actually carve some of these and make some of the designs that we see in some of the candles around the shop. They also have some here in the center of the store that are just blank, and I guess you could buy them that way if you wanted, just a plain white. See, there's a pumpkin, but it doesn't have any color. It's because they actually have a dip your own station right here. So I think you pay for the candle, whatever I think they said $5.99, and you can come here and dip. They got all these different colors of wax that you can actually put on your candle. Here's some of the candles that they've poured here at Dollywood, and then over here are some of the ones that they've designed. They've got some angels, some stars, some unicorns, some pumpkins, owls, bears, all sorts of different things. Ladybugs down here. So sad. Daredevil Falls is one of my favorite rides at Dollywood. If you see my videos, you know that I normally ride this and show you some on-ride footage every time I come. But as I mentioned earlier, all the water rides closed down early this year. Dollywood claiming shortages in staffing. So as I'm walking around the park, I'm sort of looking for things that might be new this season. Typically, every time Dollywood does a recurring festival, like the Fall Harvest Festival, Pumpkin LumiNights, they do something a little different. They throw in some different things. So far, I'm not seeing anything. It's a lot of the pumpkins, a lot of the nice fall flowers and things like that. The only area where I've seen any difference, anything new for this festival so far this year is in the food. Dollywood does have some new food selections. As I was walking through Marketplace, they had some new offerings that they've never had before. So I think food is just about the only new thing that Dollywood's offering for the 2021 Fall Harvest Festival. There's, Pumpkin LumiNights, of course, which is in its 3rd or 4th, maybe even 5th year. But it's not been expanded upon what it was last year, I don't believe. We'll see more of that later, but just making some observations so far of what we've seen so far today here at Dollywood and the Fall Harvest Festival. Got a refill of Coke here at the Dippin' Dots, but they were out of ice. And then the Lumberjack Pizza just down from here. Of course, you probably know what I'm going to tell you. It's closed also. So trying to get drinks, a refill of drinks wherever we can, but the line always seems to be pretty long. So last time I came to Dollywood, found out that I really like this restaurant. So it's about 2 o'clock and we're gonna grab lunch at the Front Porch Cafe after our bad experience with that Granny's last time, which is typically my favorite. But this one really won me over last time. So let's go check out lunch here at Front Porch Cafe. So a quick look at the menu here at the Front Porch Cafe. It's a little bit different than the last time we came. So I did want to note, this time they have, it looks like some more fall-themed offerings. They have fried green tomatoes this time. Got to order those in. We also have roasted sweet potato and pumpkin corn chowder. And then they have some salads here. They also have burgers. The All Tennessee burger we had last time. I think we're going to go with that again. And then some new entrees here. This time they have some herb roasted chicken thighs. They also have some braised short ribs. They have a balsamic honey and mustard pork chop. Desserts are a little bit different this time too. They have a pecan caramel pumpkin cheesecake, a chocolate molten lava cake, and apple dumplings. So it looks like they have sprinkled some fall into their menu here at the Front Porch Cafe. Here are the fried green tomatoes. You get 4 of them, and it was $8. So that's about $2 per tomato. So these better be good. So I don't think these are actually homemade. These seems like they're maybe frozen when they get them, and then they just fry them up. Dollywood actually used to have homemade fried green tomatoes each year during the Fall Harvest Fest. So you get those at Marketplace. I don't think they have them anymore, but these are quite hard. I mean, look at trying to cut into this. You really gotta go in on it. So yeah, I don't think these are fresh fried green tomatoes like Dollywood used to have. So that fooled me a little bit. And I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of these. So this is the All Tennessee burger. It's a patty. It's got some jam, bacon jam on it. It has some fried onions on top, or basically onion rings, pickles. It has, these are supposed to be, by the menu, seasoned fries, but these are steak fries with no seasoning. Comeback sauce, ketchup, and not sure what this is. It looks like marinara, but it's actually sweeter than that. So I'm not sure what to do with that other than dip my fries in it. For dessert is the apple dumpling with ice cream, and it's got caramel on it, and it looks very delicious. Here's a cross section of the apple dumpling. You can see there's actually a whole apple down in there with this surrounding of dumpling. This is just some breading and a cross section of ice cream. It's just ice cream, but this is really good. Just one of the lines to get a drink at the park today, just to show you, even just to get a drink, what it's like. It's a long wait. We just had lunch at Front Porch Cafe, and it was all right. It wasn't bad. I think my first experience was a little bit better, but it was pretty decent food. So we're heading out of the restaurant. I did hear now they're saying it's a 3-hour wait to get into Front Porch Cafe, whereas it was an hour and a half earlier in the day when I made the reservation to come back and get the text message to come back for the table. So actually, you think I'm going to head out of the park now and maybe return a little bit later for the Pumpkin LumiNights, because just check the Dollywood app. Everything, at least all the major attractions like Tennessee Tornado, Wild Eagle, at least a 45-minute wait. And that's the most wait I've seen at Dollywood in a long, long time. Rides like Mystery Mine, I think Fire Chaser Express was an hour, Mystery Mine an hour. So yeah, just gonna leave the park for a bit, come back later to see the pumpkins later on tonight. So we'll see you back here then. Before we leave, let's take a look at some of the Pumpkin LumiNight merchandise that they have this year at the park. A lot of this is what we saw last year, I believe, as far as the plushes go, with the jack-o'-lantern plushes, the pumpkin plushes. They have some new shirt designs this year. They also have these little skeleton-looking squishmallows, which I think is a new thing for kids. No idea about that. They have a Dollywood hoodie pullover, Great Pumpkin LumiNights. It's $40. Apparently it's glow in the dark. We can't see. This one's also glow in the dark for $25. And on the back it has the guitar and some of the pumpkins. Another long sleeve shirt for $40. Glow in the dark also. If you ever wanted a sign that says gather, they have that here. Also a sign that says welcome. So welcome and gather. It's like home goods in here at Dollywood. Of course, my favorite section of the store here at Dollywood is the dolly section. These are pretty nice. It's just basic, has the signature Dolly signature, and a silver handle on this one for $15. They also have, and I've noticed a couple of gift shops now, they have the Dolly Songteller book. Dolly released this earlier this year. They also have some pins here, working 9 to 5. These are $6. They also have that same coffee mug design, but in black. And I think the shirt collections are just about the same as what they've had all year. They have some new Dolly stickers though. Keep calm and Dolly on. There's a guitar that says Dolly. These are $5. Now it's 6 p.m. We are back in parking lot A is an Applejack. Here just inside the door of Dollywood, they have where you get the maps. They actually have this advertisement for Dollywood's Heart Song Lodge and Resort, and now we have a date. I know it was 2023, but I don't remember seeing that it would be fall. Maybe I did. It's just been so long since I did that video. But fall of 2023, Dollywood's Heart Song Lodge and Resort, their second resort, will be opening, and I'm very excited for that. But 2 more years to wait. Here at the candy shop, they have these specialty candied apples. These are $9.99, the ones that are decorated up for sort of Halloween. You want to get a candy apple, please? Food item that we didn't need of the day, number 100. And this was just $4.99, by the way. So not as bad. The other ones that were decorated all pretty for Halloween were twice as much. You ever wonder what River Rampage looks like in the off season when it's drained? There you go. Just a mosquito pit. All right, y'all, so some real talk. I always like to shoot straight here with you on this channel. I always like to give you my honest review of things. At least a third of the park is down, and when you count the restaurants, when you count the rides that are down. So this creates lines in other places all around the park. It creates bottlenecks of people. The park is pretty full. Even if everything was open, things would still be pretty full. Lines would be long. But I'm here in County Fair right now, and I'm looking at 1, 2, 3 rides at least that are down. I'm looking at an entire drink stand that's down. So this creates lines in other places of the park. I think if you're gonna have to close so much of your park due to staffing shortages, that you should compensate that a bit and bring back the reservation system, right? Reducing capacity inside the park, because the park cannot maintain the number of people that are here today. There's just not enough venues open, there's not enough rides and attractions open for the thousands and thousands of people that are here today. This is normally my favorite time to come to Dollywood. I usually love to come during the fall. It's usually some of the loudest crowds that you'll see. And like I said, the day probably wouldn't be so bad if it weren't for the mad lines all around the park, because literally so many things are shut down and people are just waiting in line for whatever they can get. Something you rarely see at the end of the day at Dollywood. The engine of the train is gone, but they left the passenger cars back here because they're gonna go put it up for the night. So this is the maple bacon pecan funnel cake. This is another one of the specialty food items that they have for the Fall Harvest Festival. So of course we're trying it here before we walk. The pumpkin LumiNights, this was $9.99, and they got it here near the Market Square at the funnel cake stand. This was closed earlier in the day, but glad to see it open up so we could get this. So let's dig in. Now for one more treat of the day, got the pumpkin pie punch. This was $5 at Market Square. So ooh, might as well put a straw through a pumpkin. That's what it tastes like. It's pretty good though. I know it's a very concentrated drink that they put like in some sort of like seltzer, tonic water, carbonated water. So pretty good. I like it. Very refreshing. Probably should have had it earlier in the day, but this is the pumpkin pie punch. Another one of the specialty foods that they're having during the Fall Harvest Festival.
Most of all, lots of special memories made. Thank you for choosing to spend your time with us here at Dollywood. We hope you come back and visit us again real soon. And remember, we should all dream more, learn more, care more, and be more.
Well, that's going to do it for our day here at Dollywood for the 2021 Fall Harvest and Pumpkin LumiNights. One of my favorite times to come to Dollywood. Honestly, a little bit different this year. Of course, a lot of people here at the park this particular weekend. A lot of schools on fall break, but a lot of places closed down in the park. I've heard from a lot of frustrated people today walking around the parks. Seeing a lot of people taking their frustration out on people who work here, y'all, and that's not cool. The people who work here are always amazing. They always have been. So, you know, don't run your mouths to them and be mean to the people that work here. They're doing their best. Try to be polite. If you can, you know, tip well. And, you know, these people are doing the best they can. This is their livelihoods working here at the park, so make sure that you treat them well when you come here. Thank you all for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, I would please ask you to go below and leave me a thumbs up. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Until next time, I'll see y'all on the next adventure.